I've been out riding around today gathering my thoughts on the new KTM 790 Adventure. And you know, I think they could be on a real winner, especially if they've got the reliability and the price right. I think there's a lot of people out there who've been waiting a long time for KTM to get back onto making a real adventure bike, one to take the place of the good old 640, or actually the 620 that they made in 1997. And they made that adventure bike through until 2007. That was the last of the 640s. I'm not saying that the 640 didn't have its problems. It certainly had lots of vibrations and some had premature bottom end failures. However, it held 28 litres, had a 21-inch front wheel, 18-inch rear, and weighed about 158 kilograms. And these specifications tick a lot of the boxes for adventure riders. And then it's been 11 years we've been waiting for them to make something to replace it. They did of course build the 690, however due to its very small fuel capacity and unusual gear ratios, it was totally useless as an adventure bike. Most of the early models ate their fuel pumps for breakfast, and most people who wanted to do any adventure work had to pay a lot of money for some long-range tanks. Some serious off-road riders even added aftermarket gearbox parts to help sort out the gearbox ratio issues. And all serious adventurers carry a spare fuel pump, injector and filters wherever they go. Then next we were hit with the overweight, overpowered adventure bikes that I frankly think somebody did or failed to do some proper market research. And although we see on YouTube many fantastic riders throwing these huge bikes around like toys, most of us can really only dream of that. Suzuki's good old DRZ 400 and 650 has been the beneficiary of this move towards ridiculously heavy, overweight adventure bikes. I must say that I think that if Charlie and Obi-Wan Kenobi hadn't ridden the long way round Breakback Mountain, we would have got to this point a lot earlier. However, as they were so successful in convincing people that the huge BMWs were the way to ride around the world, skyrocketing sales of these so-called adventure bikes made most manufacturers stand up and take note. Although most buyers would never admit this, the first day they rode that huge bike off the bitumen and onto the gravel or dirt to be questioning the logic of their purchase. Anyway, like I said, if KTM makes a convincingly reliable 790 Adventure, they are going to have so many sales for these bikes that I'm sure they will not be able to provide sufficient bikes for the demand for probably the next 2 years. If you want one, you better get your orders in early, and even then be prepared to be disappointed, because I'm sure that KTM has underestimated demand for these new lightweight or lighter weight adventure bikes. Well, that's my opinion anyway. And KTM, if you're listening, I know that you market these bikes as ready to race. I don't think there's too many people who actually want to race an adventure bike. Reliable and adventure ready would be a better logo in my opinion. Well, we look at that. I seem to be tracking two large kangaroos who are just in front of me by the looks. And I can't but help and wonder how the KTM 790 would handle these sort of tight single tracks. I was thinking that the Africa Twin might be an alternative to the KTM 790 as it produces about the same horsepower. However, I went down to the shop to try and climb aboard it, and It was amazing how tall the bike is. I simply was totally uncomfortable even climbing aboard in the shop. So in my opinion, the Honda is not even in the mix. It's ridiculously tall. Along with the KTM 1090, 1190 and 1290. They're all just way too big and heavy and tall for me. I guess as you're watching this video, I can assume that you are interested in securing a KTM 790 Adventure 2019 model. All I can say is good luck. I'm sure you'll need it.